Okay, so it's spring 2025. And if you're like me, you're probably feeling this. Just incredible speed up in AI right now.
Oh, definitely.
It's like someone flipped a switch in the last few months, you know?
Oh.
With these new models, things are moving fast.
That feeling is very much in the air. And, a really big part of the conversation right now, something generating a lot of buzz, is Google.
Right.
And specifically, these rumors about an internal AI system they might have called AlphaEvolve.
Exactly. We've been digging into that piece by Jay Poole over on houseofseven.org. Self-improving AI in 2025. The singularity is even closer. And Poole really zeroes in on this, especially looking at it through the observations from Wes Roth, the analyst and content creator.
Yeah, Wes Roth. He's got a sharp eye. His speculation really kicked off this whole line of thinking for us today.
So our goal for you in this deep dive, really, is to unpack this whole AlphaEvolve thing.
Yeah, let's look at the evidence, such as it is. Think about what it could mean, the implications.
And try to figure out, how significant this actually is. Cut through some of the noise.
Get to the core insights. That's the plan.
Okay, let's jump in then. Because for a while, the story was that Google's AI, Gemini, was kind of, maybe struggling a bit.
Compared to others, yeah, like OpenAI's models.
The first versions of Gemini, the reactions were, look, they weren't bad, but maybe a bit lukewarm.
That's a fair way to put it.
Yeah.
People were definitely asking questions, about Google's position in the whole AGI race. Was it keeping up?
It felt like they weren't quite hitting the same notes as some of the others. Prompted a lot of discussion.
Definitely. Questions about their strategy, where they fit in.
Yeah, this is where Wes Roth's idea, the one Poole highlights, gets really interesting. What if that whole narrative, Google lagging behind, what if it was just wrong?
Okay.
What if they actually had this powerful tool, AlphaEvolve, working away internally, secretly?
For nearly a year before anyone heard about it publicly.
Yeah, that's the speculation.
Well, that certainly puts a different spin on things, doesn't it?
Right, because it could explain Gemini's big jump, that transformation.
It could. You go from a model that felt, maybe just okay to some people,
to suddenly being talked about as absolutely state-of-the-art. That happened fast.
It really did. It felt less like a simple update and more like a phase shift.
Exactly. One day it's like, yeah, Gemini's trying, and the next it's demonstrating this whole new level of capability.
So Roth's idea, this speculation, suggests it wasn't just a standard upgrade cycle.
No, it hints at something deeper. Like, Google was maybe using these recursive self-improving agent systems
like AlphaEvolve
to fundamentally boost Gemini from the inside out, quietly.
Okay, so let's talk about AlphaEvolve itself. What is it supposed to be?
According to Poole's article.
Right. It's described as a coding agent, actually powered by Gemini itself.
But not just like, GitHub Copilot or something.
No. Its main job, apparently, is to autonomously discover advanced algorithms.
So it's building on things like AlphaZero,
which mastered Go and chess.
And AlphaDev, which optimized sorting algorithms and stuff.
Positioned as the next step in that lineage.
But it feels like a bigger step, though. AlphaEvolve isn't just playing games better or optimizing existing code.
Correct. The focus seems to be on writing entirely new code. Code that can actually lead to intelligence growth. Its own intelligence growth, potentially.
That sounds pretty fundamental.
It does. And the examples they give in the article, they really underscore this.
Like what?
Well, reportedly improving matrix multiplication efficiency, going beyond even the Strassen algorithm, which is already highly optimized.
Wow, okay.
Discovering new optimization techniques for things like data center scheduling, even chip design.
Complex stuff.
Very. And maybe the most striking claim is that it's tackling open mathematical problems and generating solutions that are competitive with, or maybe even better than, human-derived ones.
That's kind of mind-bending. Poole uses that analogy, right? Like AlphaZero learned strategy through games.
AlphaEvolve learns intelligence through code. That's the comparison drawn.
And if Roth is right, if this was happening internally,
then it would directly connect to that improved Gemini we started seeing.
Yeah.
The user experience.
Yeah, that shift people noticed. It went from feeling like it was, trying hard, but maybe a bit generic,
to subtly showing much clearer reasoning, iterating faster, giving deeper, more insightful answers.
That change in the feel of the interaction, that's key, I think.
Absolutely. It wasn't just accuracy. It felt like the quality, the caliber of the underlying process had changed.
So the idea that AlphaEvolve was cooking away internally for almost a year It reframes that improvement, doesn't it?
It makes it seem less like just another version number bump.
And more like this quiet breakthrough, like you said, happening totally behind the curtain.
Which naturally makes you ask, well, why keep it quiet?
If you have something that powerful, yeah.
Assuming the speculation holds water, keeping AlphaEvolve under wraps while it significantly boosted Gemini. That could have been a strategic move.
Gain an edge before showing your hand.
Potentially. Refine it, integrate it, see the results in your main product, then maybe talk about the underlying tech.
Okay, so let's pivot slightly. Why should you, listening to this, really pay attention to all this AlphaEvolve speculation? Why is it more than just, another AI development?
Well, because, and this is Poole's core argument, really, AlphaEvolve isn't just another step. It potentially signals something much bigger.
Which is?
That recursive self-improvement in AI.
Mm-hmm.
The idea that AI can make itself smarter,
Mm-hmm.
which is a key concept for the technological singularity.
Right, that cornerstone idea.
It might be moving out of pure theory and into, well, actual practice.
Like an AI that doesn't just follow the recipe, but invents better cooking techniques on its own.
Exactly. A system that can genuinely enhance its own core capabilities.
And the implication is that these self-improving agents might not just be lab experiments anymore.
Precisely. They could potentially be used right now in developing real-world infrastructure or even improving the AI models themselves.
That feels significant. A big shift.
It really starts to blur those lines, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Between standard AI training, as we understood it.
And something that looks more like genuine emergence, intelligence arising in unexpected ways.
And you have to assume if Google is potentially going down this road,
then others are too, or will be very soon.
It seems highly likely the big labs are all pushing the boundaries.
Cool frames AlphaEvolve's potential unveiling, or even just the rumors around it, as crossing a major threshold towards AGI.
And when you think about AI that can recursively improve itself, yeah, threshold feels like the right word. It's hard to disagree with that assessment.
Okay, so let's recap the main takeaway here.
Sure. The core idea is this speculation, largely driven by Wes Roth's observations, that Google might have used AlphaEvolve internally for maybe a year.
And that this offers a pretty convincing story for why Gemini improved so much so quickly, especially in its reasoning.
Right. And beyond just explaining Gemini, it suggests that recursive self-improvement, a key idea for the singularity, isn't just sci-fi anymore. It might actually be happening.
Becoming a practical reality in AI development.
Exactly.
And this is just one thread, right? Poole's article mentions that next time we'll be digging into China's AlphaZero paper.
Ah, yes, the work on zero-shot recursive reasoning, another fascinating piece of this whole self-improvement puzzle.
Definitely feels related. Different approaches, maybe, but pointing in a similar direction.
Which leaves us and you with a pretty profound thought to chew on, doesn't it? If AI systems really are starting down this path of recursively improving themselves, what does it actually mean for the future? What kind of transformations are we looking at, not just in tech, but in our whole understanding of intelligence?
What happens when the pace of improvement is driven by the AI itself? It's definitely something to think about.